I'm gonna put myself back into the. Okay, I'm gonna put, yeah. If you play,
I've seen that.
yeah. Okay.
You've shown me that. Yes.
Yeah, cool. So Julian also showed, just in case. But Julian has a better one than mine. Mine is a little shitty, but it still makes the sound. So the clave, Julian, can you show your clave again? Just in front of the camera. I put you on spotlight, yeah? So the one with the hollow, you hold it, and then you're going to clave, you're going to keep a little space. So when you hit, you have a lot more space, a lot more sound that comes in. So it's not like you just hold it and type it, hit it as you want, but you need to hold it in a particular way so it gives the best sound possible. Okay, so mine is just 2 sticks. Julian has the space so that the sound is much clearer and nicer from his clave. Okay, maybe I should buy that one soon. Okay, so I'm gonna. Yeah, but of course, you can buy, but I just got it from a festival. They gave it at a festival for all the artists, but they gave this one. So I'm still thankful for that, but or those African ones. Clave is basically an African instrument, so, but
I did hear in from this style is for rumba, and the other side is more clave.
Yeah. So in clave you have rumba clave and son clave, and of course every because of that I didn't get that. Julian, you need to come closer, and then. No. She wanted to listen what you said.
Oh, okay. So I heard, it might have even been from Joachim, that this style is more for using in rumba, and that the 2 solid ones is more for clave. I've not been able to confirm that, and I can't remember a distinction in Cuba.
Thank you for that, Julian. Okay, I'm back here. So, so you have. Let's not go into the rumba clave. Let's stay with the easier ones, the son clave. So, which is 2/3 and 3/2. So it's very easy for 2 counts in the first 4 counts, 3 beats in the next 4 counts. Yeah. As a practice for you guys, out of this class topic where we're discussing the musicality, out of this. If you want to try and feel the clave better, or try to play with the clave or dance with the clave, it's always nice as a first exercise to count and then clap the clave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or the reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Now this is a really good exercise to feel the irregularity of the clave. Okay. If you want, you can just try quickly and see if it's working for you. But put it on mute so not everybody is coming on board. You can also count it slower. Okay. So you can go slower and then try. I'll just give you a minute to just see if it's working and let me know how it works. So the count is, okay, once again, I have to put for everyone. Okay, so it's 1 and 4. The and is 2 and a half. Yeah, 1, 2 and 4, 6, 7. 1, 2 and 4, 6, 7. So if I'm going 1, 2 and 3, 4. Yes, 1, 2 and 3. 1, 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So for me, it's much easier to just clap with the sound. Yeah, so this is a really good practice to actually feel or it's a challenging practice, but it's a really good practice to do that. Okay, so try to do the clave 3 counts, 2 counts, or if you want to keep it simple, you can go 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2. This is just for you to think of the clave from the time of the clave. Then slowly start with 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay. Yeah. So I see Anora struggling there. I think Manoj goes off the video so he can try. So we have Deepak also here, right? Yeah. Yeah. So the next one. Okay, so Anora, the next part. Okay, the next part. 2 3 clave is 2 3 5 6.5 8. Okay, so it goes 2 3 5 6.5 and 8. Okay, so that's the second one. So now this is something that you can always keep trying, because if you're like, a lot of dancers cannot do this. Okay, a lot of dancers cannot do this. Julian, is it okay for you? Can do this, right? Okay, cool. Now the next exercise for you guys, once you get through this, now first get this one right, okay? For Manoj, Deepak, Anora, first get this one right. For Julian, the next exercise would be, okay, you can try now, or you can try later, to step and do the clave. Okay, now that's going to be even harder. Okay, Anora is already trying, but you can just try and check, okay? Because you're going to step on 6 counts, but you're going to clap 5 counts. Okay, you're just taking a notebook, okay. I thought she's gonna try and I was going to see the fun there. Okay, so now this is really, really important for me as a dancer, to try and dance for the clave, as in, like to count, clap and step on the clave, because not because, it's just like, oh, it's cool to find the rhythm, but you will actually find out or figure out a way to step on the off count, the count that you don't count, like you have 2 and 3. So you'll go pa 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 ta pa 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 ta pa pa. So the ta, or is the stepping. So you're going to step with your leg for the empty count and then find the rhythm. And it's very interesting to be able to dance on the clave. Okay, now this is not a beginner stuff, like this part of the of the explanation is not a beginner stuff, but it's really interesting how you find that one off beat with your feet to get the rhythm of your clave. Okay, so you can try this as an exercise. Now, how do you do this exercise? You have 4 variations. Especially for Julian and Anora, because you've been dancing for a while. Try the 3-2 clave and 2-3 clave on both on 1 and on 2. Okay, now that is something that I would want to challenge you as well, and let me know, how it goes. Practice this and let me know how it goes, and then you will see that 2 things find very comfortable. Okay, so for Manoj, if you don't know what is on 1, on 2, don't worry, it's okay. Just stick with the on 1. You're learning on 1, so it's okay. So try stepping your basic on 1 for the clave. Yeah. So if you want what the clave is, I can also explain the rhythm. I'll explain again as we proceed. I'll come back to this again. Okay. So you will let me know which is your this is for Julian and Anora. Let me know which is your comfortable combination of the 4. And you will understand certain things from there. So I'm just going to let you to explore this and let me know, give a feedback on this to me. Okay, so I'm also giving you exercises to work on. Deepak, you also have danced on 2, so you should also be able to try to do that. So try to do salsa on 1 and on 2. Try to step on 2, 3 and 3-2 clave. When I say 2, 3, 2 clave, you are going to make the clave with the hand. Don't play a clave song and then try to do it. I want you to try and do it and find that off, the extra count with your stepping. It's very interesting that you will step. And many times, you might not have realized that you might have danced on the clave itself. Okay, so you probably, some places when the clave is exaggerated in a song, you might naturally align to step on the clave, pa 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 ki pa 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 ki pa pa. Okay, so you might have done it. If not, next time when you hear a song, when you hear the clave very accented in the song, it's not throughout the song. So there are places where they accent the clave a little bit when all the instruments go down, but the clave keeps going. Try to step on the clave and see if it's working. Okay. So I've already given you a couple of homework to do from here. Okay. So the next part is let's move on to the other instruments. Yeah, the conga. The conga is the big drum that they play. Beginners like me, we play with one drum. Usually, you see two, experts play with three. Okay, and usually the conga is very helpful to find your rhythm, and also it helps you very strongly to find your 2 and 6, but 2 for especially when you're dancing on 2. And also, the moment you stop counting for dancing on 2, the first thing that you start to listen to is the conga, the slap on the 2. Until you're counting, you don't listen to the conga. When you stop counting, it's easier to step on the 2. In our Hello Mambo session, one of the sessions I was explaining that this is like a string, you know, like whatever happens, you can do whatever you can do, but you know, this is like a thread. Find the 2 and then you relax all through, and then you come back and find the 2 and then you can relax all through. So that the 2 is like the string that holds the whole steps that comes after. So you can go 1, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 2, 3, 2, 3, 7, 2. So always find the 2, so you can always come back and make the dancing much interesting than just, you know, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. You know, you don't have to worry about everything else when you step on the 2 on the conga. Okay. Now, I want to touch on the topic where we find how are we going to find the 1 in a song. So I have to explain, you know, the rhythms of these instruments. Clave, we just explored. It's 2, 3, and 3, 2. Pa 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 pa. Or 3, 2, 2, 3. Pa 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 pa. Okay. Now, if you want to find the 1 in a clave just by playing the clave, it's just impossible. Because it depends on where you hear the clave from. If you start hearing the clave on the 3, it sounds like a 3-2 clave. If you start hearing the clave on the 2, it sounds like a 2-3 clave. So clave as such, as a dancer, I'm not talking about a musician, as a dancer, if I just walk into somebody who is playing a clave, I'm going to pick up what I listen, what I want. If I'm an on-to dancer, naturally I will probably go for the 2-3 clave. If I'm an on-to dancer, I will naturally want to start from the 3-2 clave. Okay? We will come back to that part again, you know, if you can ask questions later, why is that so, but I've also given you the exercise and you're gonna tell me why it fits comfortably there, okay? So clave is not very ideal to find the 1 by itself, by independent as an instrument, okay? So we're gonna keep the clave aside for a bit. Then we're gonna go to conga. So the conga rhythm is a slap on the 2, and then 4N. You have the open beat on the 4N, and then you have the closed slap on the 2 and 6. So 2, 4N, 6, 8N, 2, 4N, 6, 8N, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8, and okay? Now this is a 4-beat repeat pattern. In salsa, it's very interesting because many of the rhythms are 4-beat repeat pattern, yeah? So conga is a 4-beat repeat pattern. So it depends, again, if you just walk into somebody playing conga, you might not know if it's a 2 or a 6. And you will start from where you start hearing the 2 or the 6 at your convenience, just like the clave before. Okay? So again, just by listening to the conga, you cannot find the rhythm, so we're going to keep the conga aside for now. Okay, but you can still find the 2 and 6. You can, you know, like you can still find the accent on the 2 and 6, and for the clave as well. You know, it has its own advantages, but as individually, it's hard to find the 1 where it starts. Okay, Can you say the numbers again with the conga claps? So 2 is the closed. Yeah, I see that. 2 is the closed. Okay, 2, 4N, 6, 8N, 2, 4N, 6, 8N. Okay. Again, it's very debatable. Wait a minute. Need to once again. Sorry. Yeah. Again, it's going to be a debatable thing when you're dancing on 2. It's again a bigger topic. Again, I think we explored very briefly in the Hello Mambo session last year that how to dance for 2, editorial style, where you dance on the 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, or you want to dance the Palladium Mambo style, which is 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. But so just putting you the confusing thought in your head for now. Okay, so you can also think of the questions, and then we'll discuss on that as well. It's very interesting to talk about that as well. So can I have the recording of the class? Yes, I'm recording the class. Okay. Sorry, say again. Yeah, it depends on the song, but also historically there are also different ways why it became 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and also 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In fact, a lot of dancers, teachers who teach on 2 as 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, when you actually look at their dancing videos very carefully, you actually notice they're dancing on 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Though they count. So even if you see the instructors counting on 2, they say 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. So they give a pause after the 1. So it's actually 8, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 2, 3, 5, 8, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so now that is a very like a very interesting complex topic when it comes to musicality. We can have an extended session some other time soon to discuss on that topic as well. So just to let you know that the conga, so that's why I'm saying the conga plays that role, because you can either start on the conga slap on the 2 as your first step and then dance 2, 3, 4, or you can accentuate your 2 on 2 as you go 1, 2, 3 to find your 2 and dance. So that's why conga is interesting there. Okay, so now that's the conga, but again, when it comes to finding the rhythm, we have to keep it aside for now. It's not very useful yet. Okay, now and then go to the bongos. So when you come to the bongos, again, it's a 4-beat repeat pattern. Quickly go back to the conga that I missed. The basic rhythm of conga is called tumbao. I'm just gonna type it there, tumbao. Okay, the basic rhythm of the conga. The basic rhythm of the bongo is called martillo. Double L, but it's a E sound, Spanish. Yeah, so it's called martillo. So this, I was reading something on this, and I'm gonna tell you who. I'll make notes and come back to you in another session. Who actually made the martillo? It was not too, historically someone actually came up with this instrument, the rhythm. So I'm gonna find it for you in the next session probably. Okay. I read it, but I forgot to note it down, so I have to go back and dig it all over again. So I'll come back to that the next session. So bongo again is a 4-beat repeat pattern, and martillo is the same for salsa and bachata. Okay, so this goes ta 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 tum ta 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 tum ta 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 tum ta 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 tum. Okay, now the bongo also has different roles to play in salsa and bachata. For example, because of the conga slap on the 2 and 6, the martillo 2 is silent. So tum pa tum ta tum pa tum ta. Okay, so they played low to give the conga the accent on the 2. They don't want to hit hard on the 2. But the rhythm is the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's a 4-beat repeat pattern. Again, you walk into somebody playing like a bongos, you don't know which is the 1 and which is the 5. Okay, it's a 4-beat repeat pattern again. Maybe if you hear, you know, when the change is happening, then you can eventually find the 1. But as a 8 count system, Martillo is not going to tell you where the 1 is. It'll still tell you where the 1 and 5 is, but not exactly where the 1 is. Okay, good. So we're gonna keep the bongos aside. Let's go to, so I'm right now touching on the instruments that has the rhythm, not the melody. Okay, so I'm gonna move to, say, gyro. Okay, okay, so so for the gyro, it's a very important instrument for cha-cha. Okay, very important instrument for cha-cha. Cha-cha traditionally does not have a bongo, so there are every sounds that you hear, every genre inside salsa, you know, umbrella that you hear, some you know, have some more importance and some don't, or some of them are not present in that. So it's always interesting to understand this, because then you can easily understand what kind of music it is. You know, so if I have a bongo, traditionally I cannot play for a cha-cha because they didn't have a bongo in a cha-cha. But obviously, you know, like maybe with the evolution they could have added later on, but traditionally they didn't have. And the gyro was you know, is one of the very important instrument for cha-cha. So you can immediately, by the gyro starting in a song, you can tell it's a cha-cha already. So usually you do the cha-cha on that 2, 3, 4, and 5, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 2, 3, 6, 7. Okay, so you're actually stepping on the gyro for the cha-cha, for example. And if you go to the conga, you hear the 4 and 8 and in the conga, right? 2, 4 and 6, 8 and that's why you also step the cha-cha. It's 2, 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8 and 1, 2, 3, dun dun 6, 7. You know, so the 4 and 8 and is also where you step your cha-cha in a you know, so these things also help you musically to immediately step. So if you're struggling with a cha-cha, for example, then you just look for the gyro or look for the conga, and then you can find the syncopation in the music. We still not found the one yet, but we know at least where, you know, where the syncopation using the instruments. The gyro is going to be of good help, or the conga is going to be of good help in a cha-cha. Yeah, as long as you maintain the cha-cha, you can play around with all the other counts as well, you know, at a higher level. So you know, so you don't have to, like, at the higher levels you're not stepping on everything. In Frankie's class, you know, he was telling, like, if you're trying to step on everything that you listen, it's a very primitive way to think. You know, it's like, it's very primitive to step on everything that you hear, right? So, you know, sometimes you give pauses, sometimes you play with one instrument. Yeah, exactly. So and what is very important about salsa is you have so many layers to play with, you know, so you can choose one instrument and just stay on that instrument, have fun. You don't have to get tired, you know, like you can just choose one, play with it a little bit and move on and stuff. And how you listen to each instrument, again, it comes into the musicality, you know, for another day. Okay, so gyro, we finished. What else do we have? Okay, we have cowbell. Okay, the cowbell is a metal metal bell. Looks like a bell. It's like a cowbell, and then you have a metal rod, and then you're gonna hit on the side and then in the front. So you have two different sounds that you hear. Tum ta ta tun ta ta tun ta ta tun 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 ta ta tun ta ta tun ta ta tun tun. This is usually the beat, or they can also go tin 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 tin, or they can also play a little bit around it. Okay, now the cowbell gives you the pulse of the pace of the rhythm, so you know how fast you have to dance. You know, like you can easily find the pulse of the sound of the song. Yeah. But again, if it's going to be a simple cowbell, tin 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 tin, there's no way you find the one. So we use the cowbell to find the pulse, but not for the one. So we put the cowbell aside again. And you also have a cha-cha cowbell, which is slightly different from the regular cowbell. We have a cha-cha cowbell as well, just so you know there are two differences. Okay, and also we have campana, which is usually along with the timbales. You know, like they place it on the timbales, which does the same job, just a different name, but it just the purpose is different because the drum set is called the timbales, and then the guys use the you know, campana as part of their drum set. Okay, so cowbell done. What else I wanted to touch upon right now? Maracas. Nobody wrote maracas. Maracas. Yeah. So Manoj has seen the maracas at the party. I was having the maracas at the party we played some of the parties. Yeah. So maracas again is the same thing. It gives you the pulse of the music, but not the rhythm as such. Okay. Manoj, I'm going to mute you, but if you have a question, you can always unmute and ask. Okay. I muted you. Okay. So maracas is also fun to add a little bit more energy into your dancing. Usually the song does not start with the cowbell. Usually song does not start with the maracas. So if you're looking for one at the start of the song, these are going to come later on as well. So they're not going to help you. You know, you can't wait for half of the song to you know, get your rhythm going. So that's going to be out for now. Okay, so from the rhythm instruments, we missed two major ones. Do you know what are they? From the rhythm instruments. And that's exactly what's going to help you to find the one. None of these is going to really help you. Okay, piano. And then? Did we miss something else? Manoj is Googling. It's like, oh, let me Google and check.
Arun, I'm just not just understanding what.
Yeah. No worries. I'm just pulling a leg. Okay, let me just break the silence. Okay, the second one is no, it's the bass. Yeah. I'm saying what we missed from the rhythm instruments. Piano was also there. Piano was also mentioned in the list of instruments. So we didn't touch into percussion, other like timbales. We didn't touch into timbales. We didn't touch into any of the horn instruments, that is, or the blow instruments, trumpets, trombones, flute. We didn't touch into all that. Those are the melody instruments, okay? So we didn't go into all that stuff. From the rhythm, it's a piano, and then it's the bass. Okay, now this is really important because you will see both in most of the songs, and especially the bass is going to be there. Like at the start of the song, it's already going to be there. Okay, so now this is really important because I'm going to show you something. So if you hear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, we split them into half. Okay, I'm just gonna show you. I don't know if you can see it. Anora and Manoj, yeah. So this is like the counts, yeah, the counts. Now, when you hear the bass and the piano, this is what you see. Tell me if you can recognize this. Okay, now so I'm gonna just look at this, and I'm gonna make the sound for you. Okay. Am I showing it right? Yeah. Okay. Now I'm gonna. So let's take the bass. Okay. Now it goes like this. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So the bass with the higher energy is the first four, the first half of the sound. It doesn't start necessarily not start on the one, but the energy goes higher in the first half of the bar. Okay, so the bass like dum 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 dum. Any music with the bass, you will find that the first half of the bar is higher. Okay, now make sense? Does it make sense? Yeah. Now if you take the piano, just let's sing a very simple rhythm. know what I mean? Again, the higher energy, what you see here is the first 4 counts. So now when you hear a piano or a bass, this is what you hear, and you can tell where the music is starting from. Because the bass, the division of the bass is for 8 counts, like dun 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 dun. You like say you hear 3 sounds, but it's split across 8 counts, and then it starts again dun 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 dun. So then you know when you count the 8 counts, it fits the first 4 counts is the higher bass is the first 4 counts, and the dropping down is the second, like the second part. Piano is the same, the higher energy is the first 4 counts, and it always starts. It's 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, down, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, down, 6, 7, 8. Now, if you look into this, this will never change. This will never be confusing like the other rhythm instruments, like say clave or conga or anything that you take, any instrument that you take. This is constant. Always high energy for the bass on the first 4 counts and for the piano. And I'm gonna write the name of the rhythm of the wait a minute. It's called montuno. Okay, the rhythm of the piano is called montuno, and montuno is a common term for a lot of things. Montuno is also in a section of a salsa song, which is different from this montuno. Then you have the son montuno, which is the genre, which is different from this montuno. This is like for tumba is for conga, martillo is for bongos, montuno is for piano. Piano has also plays a part in the melody, and we're not talking about the melody and the piano. For the bass, I don't know what is the name of the rhythm, but you know what I mean, right? Like the higher energy is what helps you to find the rhythm. Any song, this is constant. So always look for the bass, because some songs are very complex, and then when a lot of instruments come in and then the breaks happen and then they change the direction of the songs and stuff. And then you hear these descarga sections when they go crazy with the instruments and stuff. If you stay on that instrument, it's okay, but if you want to stay on the basic, you're stuck because you don't know where the one is. Immediately search for the bass. Okay, so then it's going to tell you, I do that even now, like, okay, it's so crazy, where's the bass? Or where's the piano? Sometimes the bass is even clear, because piano, if they're descarga on the, if they go solo on the piano, again, it's very difficult to find your one there. So then I look for the bass, okay? So bass is very ideal. And sometimes if the piano is there, look for the piano. And this is the easiest and the best way to find the rhythm of any salsa song, okay? So somehow I kind of finished the topic, what we're supposed to to do. I mean, we still have time, but to discuss and stuff. But this was the main idea of the, of this session, to help you to find the one. Okay. Now, try to take any song, after this, like after the class, try to look for salsa songs, and try to look into all the aspects. Okay. You can look for the clave, you can look for the conga, you can look for the bongos, gyro, cowbell, maracas, and then we have the bass, and we have the piano. Okay. Now the trumpets, trombones, flute come under horn instruments, like I told you, and it goes into the melody. And the timbales, bongos, cowbell, conga, everything comes under the percussion, of which the timbales is not a rhythm instrument, because it's more for being very playful as you're doing the music. Okay, so as dancers, what is really important for you is the bass and the piano. As a musician, what is important is a clave. Okay, now because, like, for example, when you have a clave, like a 2-3 or 3-2 clave, and if you I don't know if you notice this, if you think about it, whenever there's a break in a song, like for example, or like you hear these sounds. It's actually on the clave, pa 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 ram pam pam. Or if it's the other one, it's like pa 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 ram pam you know, so they place the music on the clave. You know, the clave is like the bass, and then they're gonna place the sounds on the clave to fit into the clave. So the musicians need the clave to know the direction in which they're playing. But as dancers, clave is important, of course. You know, like you can play with the clave a lot, but to find the one you need something else, not the clave as such. Okay, now. Let me take a quick break and ask you for questions. You know, if you have anything that you want to ask, any questions so far. I'm sure Anora has written a whole lot of questions down there, and Julian as well. Manoj, you're also free to ask questions.
Goodbye, like.
No. If you have anything to clarify, no problem. Yeah, who goes first? Anora, Julian. Okay, Julian. Mike. Mike again.
Writing on
Which one? Sorry, say again.
the singer. Usually on one, we emphasize one.
How? Okay, I'm trying to understand your question. How does the singer always starts on one?
Mostly, or if there's slightly before, then they'll still start.
Okay, so if you go for the voice, the singer or the sonero, if the singer is very creative, then you don't call him a singer, you call him a sonero. Okay, the singer does not start on the one all the time. They always start randomly, and that's why dancing for the voice is always the hardest in any dance form. Salsa, bachata, kizomba. They don't start on the one. It's like and then if they start, it's already starting on the 5 or 6 or 8. So singers, don't look at the singers to find the one. But if you want voice to help you, look for the chorus. Chorus always starts on the one. Okay, so they have this section, 8 counts, they sing it fully, like for 7, 8, the singer can go into the next bar. He can start before the next bar, but the chorus always sticks on the one. They start on the one. So if you want, when you're dancing, like, you know, Montuno section, not the Montuno piano, but the Montuno section where they do the call and answer, the answer is always on the one. I don't know, I need to check what if the instruments are playing in those sections, but usually they do start on the one also, the instruments, but the singers for sure, the chorus is on the one. Yeah, but singer don't go for the singer to find the one, because they are so deceiving. Some songs are just so basic, and then you start on the one, and some, like if you go into the classic songs, it's not going to help you at all. So don't look at the singer for the one. Make sense? Yeah. Nora, you have a question? Manoj, are you following us so far?
Arun,
Yeah.
it's
It's a lot. It's a lot, right?
I'm just trying to understand the instrument and what is
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Even if you
First saw the alarm only from Mew, and also I could play the conch.
So I'm going to give you the recording of the class. Okay, so just in case, you know, for Manoj, if you want to follow up on the terms, and also for the others, if you want to follow up on some information, you can always go back and check. So because we're discussing a lot of instruments here, yeah, and we also touched upon the choir and the lead singer that Manora mentioned in the list of the stuff. Okay, so there are so many other instruments as well, but you know, major, like when it comes into the major rhythm, these are the ones that play a lot of role. And for specific genres, there might be few other instruments that gets added, because as the music was evolving, the musicians kept adding different instruments. Like one guy goes out, and then they needed somebody to fill in, and then some other guy comes in with a different instrument, and then that's how the music is evolving. Like charanga, I was, until Joaquin was telling, I thought charanga is a genre, but it's not a genre. It's just an arrangement. Like sextet, like septet. Charanga is an arrangement, and in charanga they have a flute. then they make the pachanga songs, right? They also make cha-chas, and then they also make pachanga. The flute is what makes it feel like a pachanga. So the moment you hear flute and violin, they already can start thinking in terms of, oh, maybe it's a pachanga, let me think in those lines. Even if it's a cha-cha, a song with the flute and violin, you can still dance a slow pachanga as well, because it's got that feeling. So you can do a cha-cha with the pachanga. There was also, very briefly, we had this term called pachanga cha, where the pachanga sounds like a cha-cha, like you can look into Google, it's where some old songs or something, you can find pachanga cha. It's a pachanga, but it's a cha-cha, there are so many songs like that. The slower pachanga is also a cha-cha in a way, like same, slower salsa, also the BPM fits into a cha-cha as well, but this one, they make the music like that. It's not like they're slowing down the music, they just make a slower pachanga which sounds like a cha-cha as well. Yeah, so that you can look into it. So the flute came only later, like in the 60s or 70s, when the charanga arrangement was coming in place. So at each point there was, like I said, one thing goes and then another thing comes in and it keeps adding up. So you can tell from the sounds which age of song that you're listening to, what kind of genre that you're listening to, and if you're familiar with more music, you can tell even who plays the music, like how we can tell Mark Antony songs or Louis Hendrix songs by the way they sing. You can tell from the way that they play. You can tell, this is Ray Barreto, this is Willie Collins, this is Mario Bauza, this is different people. You can just tell by the way that you hear the music. Like it's very obvious in bachata, for example, when you hear a bachata song, you can tell by the guitar who is the singer, not even by the voice, but just by the guitar style. You can tell who is the singer for that song. El Chaval has a very peculiar, Roland Rodriguez has a very peculiar style of guitar. So just by the way you hear the guitar sounds, you can tell who is the singer, not even by the voice. Like we can tell Romeo Santos, Prince Royce, when they start singing, but when the guitar sounds, you already know who's the singer. That's how interesting that each of them have their own style. Of which can you write down the rhythm counts of bongo, please? The bongo is very simple. It's 1, 2, 3 on the left and 4 on the. It's an open beat. So closed beat 1, 2, 3, and 4 is an open beat. So the reason why it also kind of fits into bachata is you step 3 times and then you tap on the 1 count. So you're actually stepping on the close beats, then you're going to tap on the open beat. Ta 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 doom, ta 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 doom, ta 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 doom. Yeah. So again, it's just 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 on the left and 4 on the right. Yes. Yeah. The smaller one makes a higher sound, and the bigger one makes the open sound. So you can see the difference. And more you know how each instrument plays, it's which one is on the small one is on the left, the big one is on the right. Okay. The small one is the male and the big one is the female. We think men are bigger than women, but historically everything small was always the men.
I noticed that.
Huh?
I noticed. It's a different size, right?
Yeah. I have it here. Just a minute.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So I'm not gonna play it for you until I'm better at it. So that way.
I don't. What did you play in the social night?
The bongos. This one.
Bongos.
Yes.
But you play with both things.
I play with both the things. Yeah. But the rhythm, I always go on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the rhythm. That's the rhythm that that's a rhythm that I play from the right hand. The left hand is still playing the and, but the right hand is playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Of course, the rhythm changes. Exceptions happen, but this is the base rhythm, martillo. This is the martillo that is common for both salsa and bachata. Okay. So far good. We haven't touched into the structure of the song. I mean, we did last year, one seminar last year. We didn't touch into that because today I just wanted to explore the instruments, different instruments, and kind of importance of these instruments as we go as well. Yeah. So what else did we miss? I think we kind of covered up all the rhythm instruments in the session. So what is really important is each instrument is really important. It's not like, okay, bass and piano is good. The bass and piano is only helping you to find the one. On top of that, whether you want to dance on one or whether you want to dance on two or how do you want to dance for the song depends on the other instruments, like a clave or a conga. For example, if the conga is the two is strong, then I would probably choose to step on two for that. Then I want to go and dance on the one. If it's very soft, then I would go for on one. If it's a 3-2 clave, I would probably step on one, and if it's a 2-3 clave, I would probably want to step on two. But that you will figure out when you're trying your exercise, when you're doing it. Why is that possible? Because you let me know how it works. Okay, Manoj, that's going to be tough for you. So first thing you can do is to clap and count. Okay, so that is already a good exercise for you. But for Nora and Julian, you can try. Okay, Nora also starts with the clap first. Once you get the clap, then you can step. And for Julian, you're going to step and let me know how it goes. Okay, so this is something that I learned from another musician when I took a private class from him. He was playing the bongos. That's a bongo that I bought from him that I play in India. I got it from him. So when I took a class with him, he was playing the bongos. He gave me the clave, and then he was changing the pace of the song, and I have to play the clave for his pace and then step accordingly. So and I have to do all the 4 types of claves, right? Like I have to dance on 1, I have to dance on 2, and 2, 3 clave, 3 to clave, and sometimes you're thrown off completely. Though I managed to do it, like with so much of concentration, I managed to do it, but I know this doesn't fit. This doesn't fit together. So I would prefer not to dance this on this clave, like on 2 on this clave, and I prefer not to dance on 1 on this clave, right? So again, it depends on if you're listening to the clave to find your choice of on 1 on 2, then it's different. And if you're listening to other instruments, then you can choose again what you want to listen. And if usually clave is accented in the music, then you use the clave to choose your direction. Yeah. In some songs you don't hear the clave at all, and some songs don't have the clave, but you can still find the clave, right? Like if you hear a song and if there's no clave, you could still tell if it's a 2-3 or a 3-2 clave by by the arrangement of the other instruments in it. So this is something again that you hear a lot more songs, and then you sort of like attentively explore, not just listening, nice song, and then go ahead. Okay, not looking at the obvious breaks, but in general how it goes. Usually the songs, once you find the rhythm on one, usually it goes in the same direction, but there are some songs where they change the direction. Like sometimes the clave changes. Usually they don't change, but there are some songs they change from a 2-3 to a 3-2 clave. I don't know if I'm right. This song called Aisha, the salsa version of Aisha, whatever, that song, that's one of the most played songs ever. So when I danced, they were playing in Edinburgh. When I came to India, they were playing in India, so it was like really played song. But that song changes, if I'm not wrong, that song changes the clave from 2-3 to 3-2 or vice versa. So there are some songs which change the clave. And there's also their song called Ay Candela. Ay Candela, Candela. So this is also a very confusing song. So if you care to listen to that song, you let me know what you think about it. Find the one in the song and let me know. That's always again like some songs are just there to confuse you. So this is one of the songs, because you start dancing on the 1 and suddenly you realize you're on the 5. And very obviously changes on the 5, and then it's like, oh, I thought I was dancing right. So again, so Ay Candela, at least I found it a little challenging for me. So you can look into the song. So I'm just gonna type the name of the song, Ay Candela by Buena Vista Social Club. Okay, so this is an interesting song to look into it, and very basic song to to understand is Acid by Ray Barretto. That's like the classic forever. So you can listen to the song to see if you see all the things that we mentioned are there. I don't know if there's a conga in that song, but you have pretty much everything else in that song. I think so. Okay, and also it's important not to be carried away by the other melodies if you're looking for the rhythm. So as a practice, try to follow, like play a song, try to follow one instrument for the whole song, and then come back again. Try to follow one instrument for the whole song. So then you're starting to listen to layers. So like you can really pick what you want to listen to, and this is something that you have to tune your ears while dancing. Like it will be very minute, but if you want to hear the clave, then you have to like dig deep into it and then just stay on with the clave. You know, that comes with the practice. And Ori, you have a question?
I'm sorry, it's a question, but how long is the class today? So I can plan because I didn't find the information.
Okay, maybe another 15 minutes. That's it.
Thanks.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah. So I mean, this only for a discussion. The finding the one, I've explained the part, but I just said more things to discuss on top of that, and then usually the trumpets also start on the 1. Okay, but then the trumpets, because they're melody, they don't play in 8 counts. They play in 2 bars, and then the 2 bars repeat after. So this is also interesting because if I'm dancing with somebody, I want to make the dance interesting, and when I want to change, I'm waiting for something to change, like from the intro to the verse 1 into Montuno Mambo, Descarga, and outro. So Manoj, this is just a section of the songs that you will hear. Okay, so don't get too stressed. It's like an essay. You have an introduction, then you have the synopsis, then you have the
Understand.
paragraphs talking different things, and then conclusion is the same as the introduction, usually. So that's how salsa music is also organized. Like an essay, like different sections. So whenever you're changing the sections, mambo section, not the mambo songs, the mambo section is usually filled with the blow instruments, horn instruments, which is trumpets, trombones, and everything. So that part, usually the trumpet starts on the 1, but it kind of extends to 2 bars. And then it starts on the 1, it extends to 2 bars, and this one will be a repetition of this, or similar structure of this. So it's very easy to dance for an unknown song and dance like you know it if you understand this idea, the repetition idea. Okay. So the same thing works for the Montuno section where the singer and the chorus are singing. The chorus always starts on the 1. Sometimes they finish with an 8 count. Sometimes they go into 2 bars, but then they always start on the 1. Okay, but the singer doesn't. The trumpet usually starts, but like I said, it's for 2 bars, so you have to wait for it to get over, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, and then it starts again. I mean, this is beyond the rhythm, yeah? Just beyond the rhythm for 8 counts, not finding the 1, but to find the start of another section, yeah? And usually between 2 sections, there's a break, or sometimes they smoothly change, but then you obviously see that the trumpets slow down, and then the other things accentuate. So then you know that the next section starts. And usually everything changes after 4 bars, usually, by default. Either they have a repetition of 4 again, but at the end of 4, there's something else is coming. So that's another thing that you can think of, again, beyond just the rhythm or starting on the 1, but to find a start of another section. So 4 bars I can choose. Like for example, if the mambo section starts and I want to do shines, I can easily do shines for 4 bars, and I know it's going to change after that. And then probably when it goes to Montuno, I want to do partner work, and I know for sure 4 bars I can easily do partner work, and then I go into the next section. So that way, it's very playful for me as a dancer, and I'm not boring the dancer. Like especially when you start dancing, you're just doing routine, and then you finish the entire song with the routine. Right, and you don't know where to stop, what to change and stuff. But when you know the sections, okay, I can chill here, I can do partner work here, I can do all the turn patterns, complicated turn patterns here, and then I can chill again and finish. So you can space it out. So as a 5-minute song, when you split like this, it feels very interesting and shorter because you're breaking the songs into different sections instead of dancing at one stretch. Yeah. Any questions? If there are no questions, then we can finish. Anything that you want to?
Arun. Yeah, I thought I can listen to all this French Congo. You play and show us what is the first one and I just thought that listen to these instruments.
Yeah. So just whatever the names, like go back into the video and then please go to the YouTube or listen to the songs. And what is very very ideal for me, for me as well, I also what I recommend to you guys is there's an app called Salsa Rhythms. Okay, I think you might have to pay, I don't know, like $1, my 100 rupees. It's very, I don't know if it's free or not, but it's called Salsa Rhythms, where you can choose to listen to only one instrument, and then you can keep adding different instruments and play a mix and match of different instruments, and then you can feel how some, say, 10 instruments come together, and then it sounds completely different. And what is very interesting in salsa is all the rhythm instruments, all the rhythms that we discussed have different rhythms. Clave has a different rhythm, 5 beat. Conga has 2 for 4 6 8 Bongo is 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Everything has a different rhythm, but then everything squeezes into 8 counts, and then you suddenly see like it's magic happening inside those 8 counts, because you have something that is happening in the 8 counts, and everything is a different rhythm, but they come together. They come together. It's like a body isolation. Like everything is doing different things, but then when it comes together, it just looks, wow, that's a he dances well. You know what I mean? So it's just like the same thing when everything comes together, different rhythms, but they all are also interdependent on each other for the sounds. Anything that changes will mess up the whole thing. So they also work as a system. So there are many instruments. The rhythm instruments work on an 8-beat pattern, 8-count pattern, and then you have the horn instruments and stuff which work on a 16-count pattern. And then you have 4-count rhythms also, 4-count rhythms, 8-count rhythms, 16-count rhythms, and then you have sections of, say, mambo for 32 counts and then montuna for 32 counts. So if you see, you have a very, even though it sounds complex, it's actually very structured. So it's not like as complex as we think, but it's just very structured at a high level. So even if they change the music, they never get out of the rules. Like it's because it's I'm reading on the history, so probably I'll come up with a series of history lessons for you guys. So jazz, the modern jazz, has actually roots with Latin music, with salsa, with mambo actually, not even salsa. Salsa came later, like 70s, but mambo. Yeah, so mambo started after the Second World War. If you see, it's 1945 is when mambo is starting. So everybody goes to the war, and then they come back, and then the musicians were also at the war, and then they come back, and then they just. So if you look into Palladium, it started in the 1940s, post-mambo era, actually. Post-World War II era is when the mambo started. Very interesting, because when you look into history and then connect the wars. And it was going on till 65. The Palladium shut, after 65, because there was no business, and the mambo was dying because of Beatles. Not because something happened, but because of Beatles. I also read another story that there was a crackdown on drug lords, and the drug lords were paying a lot to the clubs to hire the salsa musicians, so a lot of people can come in and then they can sell the drugs. So the moment the drug lords were cracked, the drug lords could not pay the clubs could not pay the musicians, and also the musicians lost jobs. This again around the same time as the 60s, when things were changing from mambo into different things. So mambo had highly trained musicians, salsa had prodigies. If you look into the music, okay, so you have like mambo musicians. They were like well dressed. They make choreographies on the stage. When they play music, they are playing together. They're making like a dance routines and stuff. And most of the musicians were dancers who made a huge difference in terms of dancing. Like for example, a very important person in salsa is Johnny Pacheco, who died recently, like few days back, 15th of Feb, this month. So Johnny Pacheco, he is a musician, you know, like he is the co-founder of Fania. He's the one who founded Pachanga in a club because he played the music and he did animation on the downbeat, like he just stomped on the downbeat, one, that, you know, like it's just more like an animation, and they just what do we call it? And then they call it pachanga, and it's not a new term. It just means party in a very colloquial term. It's not a new term. It's just an old term that just they used it and it became popular. So pachanga was just like one step that they danced for animations in a club, and it was coined by the founder of pachanga is Johnny Pacheco, who is a musician, not a dancer, right? So before the 60s, 70s, until the studio classes came, the musicians and the dancers were together. Music and dance was considered together. And if you see Roberto Roena, who is also one of the famous singers, Roberto Roena, okay? You can type Roberto Roena. I found all these guys recently, you know, like, and then I was like, wow. So this guy was also a dancer. So when they're playing, he also goes to the stage and dances and entertains people. So it's not just musicians, they were actually entertainers. They make music and then they dance, not necessarily partner dances, you know, like they could also do solos, because Mambo was full of a lot of solo dancing and then partner work. So even if you're dancing with a partner, usually that's how it started. So they do little turns and then they go into footwork. That's why Mambo has a lot more footwork. All the turn patterns comes from Cuban salsa, put into line. So most of the, like Johnny Vasquez was a Cuban salsa dancer. When he switched online, he brought all the moves from Cuban into line dancing, right? Like linear dancing. So a lot of these turn patterns come from Cuban, because it's always about arm combinations when you're dancing, right? And then you try to make it into linear, it works. Like the routine that me and Sneha danced for the last show, for the Lucky, we took a lot of salsa routines and then we turned into bachata moves. We took advanced salsa routines and then we made it to look like bachata moves, and that's how we were dancing bachata a long time back, 10 years back, because bachata was just a baby and we don't know what to do, and then we just like, okay, simple sound on here, hammerlock on this side, hammerlock on that side. So whatever we could do on salsa, we put it into bachata. And of course now it's gone into footwork for Dominican, body movements for sensual, but the Morena is still there, you know. So I thought, okay, we could take something new and then, complicate it and then turn it into bachata. That's how dance evolves. Like Mambo got a lot of turn patterns because of Cuban, but still most of the teachers, like Eddie Torres Jr., they focus more on the footwork, because Mambo was based initially on footwork, 80% footwork, 20% partner work. It's only a new change that we have a lot more partner work, techniques and stuff, but this is how it started, yeah? So anyway, so if you look into the Latin jazz, the musicians who created the modern jazz were actually the ones who are playing mambo as well, and then they were mixing and matching, like, oh, I have a guy who can play a percussion, he can get in. So it was actually together, but then of course they wanted to make it, they didn't want to give the credits to Latin, and they wanted to make it more white history, so they kind of, you don't find a lot of Latin influence in the jazz history, but it's actually together. So if you look into the founders of modern jazz, and you easily find the guy who started mambo and everybody in that direction, and then you see that they were all working together. So jazz went on one side, and then mambo evolved on one side. So a lot of interesting things happened during the evolution of salsa, what we hear today. But this is really interesting, because that's the best, like how everybody is debating that's the best time of salsa, because all the three titos, the big names, were playing at the same time in the same club. Tito Guess, Tito Puente, and one more Tito. I need to check. 3 Titos, yeah? They're playing at the same club because they were paid by the audience that they get. So they're giving their best to get the people for them, and then they're coming out with this competition in a way that they want to be better than the other person. So this was the best time where the music evolved so fast, post World War II. And if you're interested in reading this book, which is where I find all this information. It's called Salsa Rising New York Latin Music of the 60s Generation. I'm going to type that. It's a very interesting book. I find it online, so I'm reading online. So that's a book that you want to read. Using this book as a reference, I'm making a huge timeline of musicians and reading a lot of stuff. So once that, it's going to take a while, but once that is done, then we can discuss, or I can share the information and on all that. I've typed that information there. Yeah, so that's an interesting book to read. So we will stop here. Hope it was something useful for all of you, because 3 different levels, 3 different perspectives into music, but I try to cover for everybody. So let me know how the clave goes. Don't forget about the homework. Okay, so tell me what you feel about these things, and also for Manoj, if you want to listen to all the instruments, use that app. It's going to be very helpful.
I'll start listening to the songs.
Yeah. No. Yeah. See that. Wait. I'll just show. Salsa rhythm. Okay. So this is the one. It's really helpful. So look into that app. As you listen, you'll see more you understand about the instruments, more you enjoy the music. Okay, I keep telling people that, when you don't understand this, it's like noise. Imagine 10 different instruments playing different rhythm patterns hitting your ear. So if you don't know how to split and listen, it's going to feel like noise hitting your ears. Bachata and kizomba is very simple to listen, so it's like, it's so nice to listen. But then salsa is like an acquired taste. So once you understand, then you enjoy it. Until then, you're going to struggle. You're going to not like it. So it's really important that you know how each instrument works. And then next time you listen, then it's like, here the clave, the conga, the trumpet. Then you can really appreciate the music. Okay, cool. So let's take a break from today, and then we hope to see again soon with some more seminar sessions and some dance sessions as well. And please let me know if you want any topic to be discussed in terms of dancing and also in terms of music and genres as well. Kizomba, bachata, salsa, anything is fine. Let me know so I can also plan and we can work on those things. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Wait, let me take a picture. How do we take a picture? Once again, before you go. Wait. Okay, Yuli's also.
Hi. Nora.
No, Vata.
Hi.
Wait. I'm using the snip tool, but I just made a mistake.
Oh, I don't hear you, but so good.
Yeah, cool. Super. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Hope to see you more often. Take care.
I hope we'll catch up soon.
No, she's flying.
What? Wann?